Our coverage of Computex 2018 was made possible by Rebeltech and Gigabyte with their all-new Aero 15X, running Intel's new 8th generation 6-core i7 CPUs, 144Hz display, and also a GTX 1070 Max-Q. You'll find all of the links in the video description. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to We Do Tech. As you guys can see, I'm not in my hotel room anymore. I'm not at Computex 2018 anymore. I am back in South Africa, and yeah, so it's time to get back to work. It was really busy at Computex 2018. We did see a lot of crazy booths and all of that, so there's a lot of stuff to still go over because now I do actually have time to work on all of the videos because I do have a bunch that still needs to come out. But for today, we are going to take a look at the MSI booth and go over all of the cool new products that they did showcase there and just go over all of the details. Now, starting off, MSI did showcase one of their upcoming X399 motherboards, which is named the Creation, which is going to be perfect for the new Threadripper 2 32-core CPU, which is announced. It's not officially out yet. Same with this board. It's not going to come out immediately. It's still some time away, but this is a showcase of how it might look. Now, it does kind of resemble a Terminator to me with that heat spreaders, but it will feature a crazy 16+3 power phase design. Cooling is going to be something we will have to take a look at because it will possibly have to support up to 300 watts TDP with that new Threadripper CPU being overclocked to like 32 cores. That's going to be crazy. Now, of course, it will also feature RGB, but it's not going to be as crazy as some other gaming boards out there because it is meant for content creators. It's subtle, but you still have RGB a bit, so that is pretty cool. Now, as for some connections, the Creation will have 4 PCI Express 16-time slots, 2 running at 16 times speed and 2 running at 8 times speed. It will support 3 M.2 SSDs on the board itself, and then also you get a PCI Express M.2 expansion card that will support up to 4 additional M.2 SSDs. And then as for I/O, you do get a CMOS clear and then also a BIOS reset button, which is really handy. Along with that, you do also get 2 gigabit Ethernet ports, which is really handy for content creators, so you don't really have to worry about any low transfer speeds. Everything's just going to be nice and quick, and then you do get a bunch of USB ports. Now, again, this motherboard is not officially out yet. There might be some changes still going on because there's still some time before the Threadripper 2 CPUs are coming out. So we might see some changes on this board, but it is nice to see that they are taking content creators into account and designing this new motherboard. But now, if X399 is a bit too crazy for you, they did also showcase some more affordable options on the AM4 platform. The first one is the new B450 Tomahawk motherboard, which is going to feature extended PWM and enhanced circuit design, which is going to help for better thermal performance and better cooling for some of your VRMs. It does also feature just a single M.2 slot, so you can add in an M.2 there if you wanted to. It's going to have the standard 2 PCI Express 16-time slots, one running at 16 times speed and the other one running at 8 times speed. And it will also feature a clear CMOS button on the back of this I/O, which is always a useful feature. And then also they had the B450A Pro board, which is a more affordable option for the Ryzen 2 with less of a fancy design. It's still going to have the single M.2 port. It will still have the 2 PCI Express 16 slots, one running at 16 times speed and the other one running at 8 times speed. So this B450A Pro board is going to be a nice option if you want something a bit more affordable to go with your new Ryzen 2 CPU. So there are some cheaper options you can go for now, at least. And then as for GPUs, MSI did also showcase the new Maker 2 AMD GPUs, namely the RX 570 and RX 580 model. They will feature the Tor X 2.0 dual fan design with a zero tracer technology. So if there's nothing really going on, the fans won't spin, and because it's a nice dual fan design, it will keep the GPU nice and cool. We'll also have a single 8-pin connection for power. And then also we might be getting one of these in for review, so stay tuned for that. Now moving on to some of the monitors they showcased. As you guys know, MSI is kind of new to the monitor game, but they are going in strong with their new optics and Oculix range of monitors. So some of the optic monitors that they showed off was the Optics MAG491C, which is a crazy 49-inch super ultra wide monitor, which has a resolution of 3840 by 1080, which is also going to run at 144 Hz, which will feature FreeSync as well. So if you do want a crazy wide display, instead of getting like 3 other monitors, you can just get one of these and it's just going to be plenty enough. Now from some of the information we have, it should retail for around $1,000 or so, so we will be seeing more of that later on. Now they did also showcase 2 other gaming monitors, the Optics MAG271CR and the MAG241CR. Both has a resolution of 1080p running at 144 Hz as 1 millisecond response time. It is curved and will feature AMD FreeSync. So this is going to be more of their mainstream gaming monitors. But they did also show off their new Oculix gaming monitor, namely the NXG251, which is a 25-inch 240 Hz display, which is, as you guys can see, it's just mainly made for gaming. But now what does also make it a bit stand out above the others is that it does have a 0.5 millisecond response time, whereas most others just have a 1 millisecond. So this is going to be a tiny bit faster. So this is something that they are showing off now as well. And of course it will also support G-Sync, whereas all of the others, they only supported FreeSync. So if you are a big in the competitive scene, then this new 240 Hz Oculix display from MSI might be something that you wanted to take a look at. And then also, if you didn't know, MSI is making their own PC case, which is called the Mag Pylon, which does feature 3 RGB fans, which does support mystical lighting, does have tempered glass all around the sides. So if you do want something crazy MSI themed, then this case is definitely going to be something you want to take a look at. Now MSI did also showcase their new range of Trident A compact PCs. Previously they did have the other Trident compact PCs, but they were a tiny bit smaller. Currently this new one is almost double the size at 12 liters. But it will support a full-size GPU and does have an internal SFX power supply, so you don't have any external bricks just cluttering up the space. Now as for airflow, which is always an issue for these tiny compact PCs, this one won't really have any problems with all of the air being exhausted right out of the case from the components, and also pulling air in from the front with an 80mm quite a silent fan. And then as for the specs, you will have your pick of a non-K i5 or i7 CPUs. You'll also be able to get some of NVIDIA's latest 10th generation GPUs. Will support up to 32 gigs of DDR4 memory running at 2666 megahertz. Will support up to 2.5-inch SSDs or hard drives, and then also it will have an option for 2 M.2 SSDs. release. And then along with that, MSI did also showcase a new mouse, keyboard, and then also a very large air cooler, and which does have RGB. So that is, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then finally, something that actually caught my eye really, which I want to take a look at, even though it's probably going to be expensive, and I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money, but I still want it. And that is MSI's new concept holographic headphone stand, which, yeah, it does look quite awesome. So there's a new headphone stand from MSI, is going to be called the Gaming Premium Stacker for now. Not sure if they're going to change it later on, but you will get 3 different variants. One with just the stand on its own, then you get also one with the stand and Qi charging support, so we'll be able to charge your phone or any other Qi charging enabled devices. Then you will also get the full one with both the others and the holographic display. Now, as for the holographic display, it is featured in a cylindrical tube almost in the middle that makes it kind of look like it's floating in mid-air. It can show off some of your system usage, attempts, and can even display some other images as well, like for example the MSI Dragon, which did look quite cute. Now, like I mentioned before, it is still a concept and not officially out yet, so they are working on it. I'm not really too sure how much it's going to cost. It might be a bit pricey because of that holographic display. The rest won't be that crazy, but the holographic display might be something which is going to cost a pretty penny. But I have to say that is really cool, and I do want it, but there are some other features that I think that if they could add it would just make it that much cooler. So if, for example, later on they could add like a game info that could be displayed while you're playing a game, or even if it can display third-party information on the display, like for example connecting your phone to it, it can show some of your text messages or just notifications or stuff like that. I think that would be really cool, and then you can just put it down, charge your phone, and you are set to go. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my coverage of the MSI booth at Computex 2018. There's still a bunch of stuff that I still have to go over, so if you guys want to see my coverage of Computex, just like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff, and yeah, I will check off you guys next time. Cheers, guys.